Hey guys, it's Nikki from Still Moments Nursery. I had a request asking me to show the two work areas that I have, so I thought I'd quickly do that and show you the behind the scenes. Okay guys, so this is my doll room. So I do all my vlogging on the table, or the shows on the table, and I've got all of my dolls sort of set up behind me. As you know, this is where I do all of my vlogs. So I set up everything on this little table here. Tim's got a nice condenser mic all set up, so that's actually what's catching my voice during the shows. And then he's got the two sort of big lights above me that are the umbrella lights. So they're actually, they don't create shadow, so they try and take away all the shadow and give me nice natural light so you guys can see the detail in the clothes and the dolls, and sort of try to get their natural colour. We've also got two soft boxes at the back. They've actually got 4 bulbs in them per light, so they've actually got a lot of light coming out of those, and we use those basically to shine the light back onto my face. So I'm basically getting all of my light sort of from above and from the front. So it's not going to create any shadow, which is really good. And then basically on the display at the back, we've got the banner that Tim made. So he simply just enlarged that and printed that out, and he's laminated it. So I've had a lot of questions on people wanting to sort of know where I get the banner from. So that's how we've done that, or that's how Tim did that actually. And then we've actually got a nice display that I put all of my dolls on. So that you guys can sort of see the store dolls that are still looking for homes. So little Savannah here, she's still looking for a little mummy. And a couple of little, sort of this one here is my keeper doll. So she was a little sample doll that got sent to me from a kit manufacturing company. So I've just put her together just to sort of have her as a display doll. And then I've got little Cameron over the back. Again, he's looking for a home. I've got my couple of my porcelain dolls that I first got when I was first collecting dolls. So I've got the little Caucasian little girl and the little ethnic boy at the back. And I've got little an Ebony here. She's looking for a home as well. And she's a gorgeous little one. She's got blonde hair. So it's one of my favourites. I love the blonde haired babies. And then little Joshua here. Again, he's looking for a home. So for anybody who is sort of wanting to adopt a reborn, I've got a couple there waiting and looking for homes. And then underneath here I've got all my display of the nappies that I use. So I try and keep my stocks up so it looks nice on camera. Then I've got a couple of my cloth diapers down there. The baby powder little bottles that I put into my box packings. I've got little preemie diapers, and these are actually real preemie diapers. So they're actually the ones that they use in the hospitals. So they're really, really tiny, and they've actually been cut so you could, it's not going to hurt their little belly buttons. So they're just adorable. And if anybody's looking for these, I have these available on my website. And then I've got your toddler diapers as well, and a couple of blankets and the little goodies down the bottom. And then I've got my toddler display sort of blocks, the ones that you put on the floor that have got the letters. So I'll put them down to sort of make the photos nice and bright. And then I've got my other two little dolls here that are just my display dolls. And then I've got little Jackson and little Vanessa here ready to go home. I've got to do their box packing, so keep an eye out for those little ones. And they're going to the same home, so they're going to be put into the same box. So yeah, keep an eye for that, guys. So I've got to do that in a couple of days. And then we've set up a little cot over in the corner, which has got little Daisy in it. And Daisy found a mum the other day, so I've got to do her hair. So this is little Daisy. She's the Bonnie Brown kit by, the Daisy by Bonnie Brown. And she's an adorable little preemie doll kit, so I'm going to have to do one of those for myself, I reckon. And then I've got little Natalie over in the corner there, who is my keeper baby. So she's going to be staying with me. She hasn't had any hair done yet, so I've still got to do that when I have a little bit of time in between my custom orders. And then I've just popped sort of little clouds. I sort of went with the cloud theme as well on the walls, because I thought it was a little bit more sort of gender neutral, and I think it turned out really cute. So they're just, again, like the sign, they're just enlarged and laminated, printed and laminated, and then we've just stuck them onto the wall. So I think they look really cute. So then I've got my little clothes room, guys. So I've put all of my clothes that I've got ready for my custom orders and my store dolls, and I keep them all in here so I know what I've got. And as you've seen my clothing haul before, so I've popped them into their sort of girls and boys section. I've got a couple of blankets and toys and things up on the top. So I've got my baby bottles. I've got my display baby oil, all my toddler sort of blocks and bricks and little bits and pieces. And then I've got my bigger toys. So I've got your toddler, sort of the Winnie the Pooh adventure thingy. I've got my other little porcelain doll sort of up the top in the back there, so he's not going to get destroyed or broken. I've just got a couple of blankets sort of just folded and sort of propped up, so a lot of different colours and nice soft pastel colours as well. I try to go for the soft baby colours. So I've sort of just popped all those up there. I've got my little Jonathan in the cot crib just here. And again, he's my little keeper baby, so he's not going anywhere. And that's just in a little hospital crib that I picked up. I didn't have a stand for this, so I've actually pinched Tim's keyboard stand. So that's just sitting on that. And then I've got all of my little toys that I use as props underneath it. And then I popped in a table so that I can put all of my dolls that I've actually got sort of put together on their bodies and weighted. So they're sort of all sitting on there ready for their heads when I finish doing their heads. And little Gemma here as well. She's found a mummy, so she's going to have her box packing done real soon, guys. She's actually on layaway, so she's got a couple of months left to go. But a lot of people asking me to do a box packing on Gemma, so I will be doing that. I'll just be doing that when she's fully paid off, because I don't like putting them into their boxes because they do, or they can get damaged, just sort of storing them in their boxes. So that's about it, guys. That's sort of where I put all my clothing, and I display all my dolls, custom order dolls, and the store dolls. So you guys can sort of see them in the vlogs. Okay guys, so that room is where I do all my vlogs and I do my shows and I keep all the dolls. So you would have seen that side of the show. Then we come out into sort of the more main area of the house, and we've got Tim's music sort of corner. So he does all the music for the shows and for his own albums and everything. So if you guys like the music in his shows or in the shows, I'll put a link to his CD so you guys can, help support Tim and buy his CD, and you guys get all of his music. And then he comes in, once I've done all the shows, he will do all the editing. So he's got all of his computer equipment sort of set up and ready. So he does all the editing. I don't actually do it because I haven't got the time or, the knowledge. So he does all the editing for me. So what you guys see in the show, you guys can thank Tim for. He's got all of his mixers and all his sort of computer equipment and music equipment all sort of set up in a nice little area. And then I'm sort of basically sitting right beside him where I'm answering emails of an afternoon, sort of catching up on the website and everything like that. So I've got my iPad all there, sort of ready, so when I sort of want to whack over to my, sort of when I want to go over to my work area, so I'll take my iPad, so I've got communication devices on hand, printers, and I've got the laptop up there as well, faxes, phones, and all the other little goodies that an office needs. So that's basically where I spend my afternoon and nights, guys. I sit here and I answer all of your emails and your questions on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, of course. So I love answering all of your comments and reading all of your comments. Okay, guys, so we're now in my work area. So this is where I do all of my baby making. I've got a couple of sort of different displays of where I like to have my dolls, depending on what stage I am at in painting. So Tim's actually built me this racking system here so I can hang all my doll parts on. They're not going to get touched, scratched or disturbed as they're drying. So I just use little hooks to hook them on through the little hole in the limb and just hang them up. So they basically stay there until they're dry, and then I can come back and repeat the process. I've also got some nice soft towels down on my work area, so I can put a couple of dolls that are already dried, and I can just place them on there ready for their next coat. I've got just a chest of drawers here where I keep some doll kits that I'm yet to start, a few orders and other little bits and pieces that I sort of need on hand. Again, at the top here I've got a couple of just white cloth nappies, and I just put that on there, and then they're the dolls that I'm working on as well. And then behind me here we've got a couple of shelves that I also put all my dolls on that I'm actually working on. Again, we've got a little rack up here, so I can do the same system down here by hanging up my dolls. So I get a lot more work area and workspace to sort of put all of my doll kits that I'm working on. Again, Tim printed out the banner, so it's just been enlarged and laminated, and he's put that sort of in the back of one of the shelves for me. And a few more doll kits that I'm working on as well, so I've got all of them sort of displayed down on the shelves there. I've got my colour wheel, so I can know what colours I need to match the vinyl, so I can sort of just have a quick glance and what sort of I need. I've got all of our DVDs that we've actually produced, so I've got a whole stack of those all ready to go out. So we've actually got 6 of those now, so if anybody's interested in having a look at these, I'll put a link in the descriptions bar of where you guys can get those. A few more doll kits on another bookshelf system here. So a couple of custom orders and a couple of store dolls. So nice lot of room there, which is really good. I've got my sewing machine down the bottom in case I need to sew anything. Then I've got all my brushes up the top. So all of my different brushes that I use in the reboarding process. I've got a lot of Maxine mop brushes as well coming, so it's going to be a lot fuller in a couple of days. And then I've got sort of all my just my general sort of DVDs that I sell on the website as well, so I keep them in a nice little spot so they're not going to get damaged. Then I've got all my felting needles that I use, all different gauges, different sizes, forked, barbed, depending on what I need and what sort of style I need on the doll's head. I've got all my different eyes, so my different size eyes, all different colours, sort of depending on what I need as well. I've got a doll kit here that I need to get started on. And then I've just got a couple of little drawer systems here that I sort of put in like little ribbons and eyelashes that I sort of am using at the time. So I've got little toddler eyelashes here that I need for a toddler. So I just sort of keep them in little drawer systems, and a few little eyes. I've got my glass eyes as well. So everything's nice and protected when you keep them in these little drawers. Then I've got a couple of thinners and my mohair conditioners and everything like that down the bottom. And then the weighting as well that I need for my dolls. So I've got everything in one little area, which is really good. So as you can see, it's sort of like a confined little space, but it gets the job done, and I can keep an eye on what kits are going out and what kits I need to get started on. So it's a really good system that I sort of got here, and with Tim's help with the racking system, and he does all the audio and the miking and everything like that for the shows. So all the lighting you see is all done by Tim. And again, he's got the nice condenser mic here, which is going to pick up my voice really nicely. In this vlog, I'm actually using a handheld mic, as you guys can see, because we are moving around a lot, so we can't actually use the condenser mic. But yeah, that's what we use. So for those of you who are sort of interested in the equipment that we use, I might get Tim to do an update, on the microphone and sort of the lights and maybe the camera that we use, just so you guys can get a better idea of, just the products that we use and how we get the videos to look like we do. Okay guys, and then we come over to where my paints and everything I need to reborn are. So I've got my carry holder here, so I've got all of my brushes that I use, so they're all nice and dry. Scissors and pliers and a drilling tool and stuff that I need for my reborning. And then I've got a couple of just cotton tubs, and I've got my eyebrow pencils in different colours. My distilled water for my air dry paints, because I don't like using just tap water. I like to know that there's nothing in the water that's going to affect the paint or the vinyl at all. Then I've got some Q-tips, so just sort of general rebonding products, and my xoxo to clean the vinyl. I find this product really, really good. And then all of my paints in the Real Effects paint box. So I've got all of my colours. I've got the yellows, the oranges, all your blues. So it's basically most of the colours that you have in your Genesis are in the air dry. So you can sort of mix up your colours as you would your Genesis. So you can mix your blue and your red to get your mottling colour. So they work basically the same, just no baking in the oven, which is fantastic. So I've got all of my colours all set up. Toothpicks, I find that they help me when sort of getting pieces out of the creases or sort of highlighting the lips and getting the shape on the lips. Just things like that, the eyebrows. If you get glue on your eyes, you can sort of take it off, just moisten the end and sort of take off the glue. Just like that, there's a lot of uses for toothpicks. I've got all my sponges, so my C sponge is what I get my mottling techniques with. Then other little sponges that I use just sort of to take off the paint as I need. So there's a different few there. A couple more brushes, so these are more of my fine liners that I like to try and keep flat. So my fine liner, my mixing brush, another little Maxine mop brush, and a few others that I sort of like to use just in general. My Stanley knife in case I need to take out any vinyl from eye sockets or the limbs. And just other little tools that I use this to insert into my toddler limbs so I can hold them a little bit better. And I've just got small ones as well, so you can use them for your little premies. So just little things like that, just help along the rebonding process. Then I've got my mixing trays, of course, so they're all clean, ready to be used. My little bottle of distilled water that I like to keep just so I can have portion control. I don't like to just use the big bottle because you don't know how much you're going to get into your mixing tray. And that's basically all of the sort of the tools and things that I use during my rebonding just in this area here. So now guys, I'm going to show you where I do all my hair. So I've set up a little table here so I know what I'm working on and what dolls need to be done and everything like that. So as you can see, I've got quite a few here that need hair doing on. The Angelica toddler big child doll, you would have seen her in a vlog, so I'm still working on her hair. She's taking quite a while, but she's looking fantastic and her mum likes what I've done so far, which is great. And then I've got a couple of others here that need to get started on, so I've got to finish this one here. Then I've got to start on my other two ethnic twins, so I've got to make a start on those straight after. So they've got to have both of their hair done. Then I've got to do the Ariana toddler in the nice strawberry blonde that I got in for her mum. I've got to finish off the little Kelsey and the other two twins as well. And then in the other little baskets, I've got things like my mohair conditioner. So I've got just a couple of different bottles. Some have got water, some have got mohair conditioner, and some have got a mix. So it depends on how, what hair I'm using as well. Like if I'm using the curly hair, it needs to be brushed out and it needs to be conditioned a little bit more. So I'll just use the plain conditioner on that sort of style of hair. But with the straight and the wavy, because it's been conditioned, it's been manufactured, and it's a really nice soft hair, I'll just sort of tend to water it down just a little bit so it's not so harsh. And that way I find it doesn't sort of cake on over time. And I've got all my combs and all my brushes, so I can keep all of the hair nice and knot free. So different sizes, so I've got a big one, medium one, and they've all got different sort of thicknesses. So this one's for your fine hair and so your thicker hair. So depending on what hair I'm working on will depend on what I grab. I always use a brush because I like to see the overall effect. So just a nice soft baby brush. I've also got a hair net as well. So if I've ever got little bits of hair that are sort of sticking straight out of the head, I'll wet it with the hair conditioner and I'll put a hair net on, and that way it's going to flatten down the hair and keep it nice and sort of flat and where it's supposed to be. So I've got one of those. Then I've got all my different size rice socks, so depending on sort of what size heads. So as you can see, they're all different size heads, so they all require different size rice socks. So it's just, most of them are just plain white socks filled with rice. So I've got one for a preemie, I've got my toddler, so as you can see it's got a lot more rice in it. And I just simply pop these into the microwave for about 2 minutes. Don't put any water or anything with it because I find that it heats up the rice a lot hotter. And that's how I keep my doll heads warm. I just insert them or lie them on the outside. So a lot of different size rice socks there. Then I've got all my different containers that I like to sit the doll heads in. Different sizes. They're all wrapped in towels because I like to keep them nice and protected. So I just sit them in there and then I move them around depending on what area that I'm working on. I use those. And then I've got a picture of the little ones that I'm sort of the hair. So I use photos to go as reference for the hair. I've got my felting needles, or a couple of my felting needles that I use. So these are all different gauges and different sort of forked or barbed. So I've got a couple different ones there all ready for me to use. Then I've got all my hair. So I've got some human hair there, I think that one is. I don't recommend the human hair because it's a lot thicker than the mohair, so it doesn't really give a nice effect, but you can use these on toddlers. So I actually used that on one doll, but I didn't like it, so that's why I've still got that. Then I've got sort of all different shades of hair and little bits in this basket that I've got, or I had left over, so I can reuse these on my Premi dolls, or I use for eyelashes or fill-ins, so I use a lot of that for those. And then in these two tubs here I've got all of my new mohair, so all different colours, all different shades, wavy, straight or curly depending on what the mum requests, but they're all in the boxes there. So anyway guys, that's basically the behind the scenes. So as you've seen my work area, my little hair area here that I do the hair, and in the room that I do the vlogs, or most of the vlogs as well, and the show, my display dolls on the rack behind them, and my clothing area. And of course you've seen where Tim does all the editing. So yeah guys, that's basically behind the whole scenes of Still Moments Nursery. So I hope you guys got to get a better idea of sort of what I'm doing during the day and sort of where I'm at. So if I say that I'm painting, where I'm sort of sitting, or if I'm in the doll room, I'll be in that room over there. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed doing it, and I hope the lighting is okay, because we've had to move around the whole house, so it's a little bit different from the other vlogs, so I do apologise for that, but it gives you guys a general idea of where I'm at during the day. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!